11:48 to go here in the third. Four wide set, Moss yet to make a catch. It's to the near side. Brady looking, throws over the middle, complete to Stallworth, and he's got enough for another Patriots first down as the catch and run gains 11. Move those chains. Well, we thought the library quiet Randy Moss would finally get into the act, but it's two catches, his first two of the ball game for Dante Stallworth, that'll put the Patriots into a first and goal from the 9-yard line. Delay handoff, Sammy Morris, in fact, he's dropped after a loss of 2. Yet again, that's that Vikings run defense coming to play here in this game. This is the first drive of the ball game for either team. New England, after 4.5 minutes, have worked this football into the red zone. Second and goal from the 10. Brady calling signals. We got a man in motion, Benjamin Watson from right to left. Snap is back. Brady surveys, steps up in the pocket, and down he goes. Derek Alexander swallows him in the backfield. Third and goal after the 8-yard loss. Derek Alexander was hidden in the limelight from John Randall, but he had double-digit sacks as well in the 1998 season. And he makes his first big play of the ball game as the Patriots are backed up to a third and goal from the 18. Deep drop, Brady finds his man Kevin Falk inside the 15, and he's dragged down at the 11-yard line. The Patriots went all the way down the field, but yet again, that man Torian Gray makes the stop, and the Patriots will have to settle for a field goal attempt as they go 69 yards, fourth and goal coming up. The Vikings are really bending but not breaking, if you will, as they have been giving up numerous long drives down the field, but a couple of turnovers, and also this red zone trip very much successful for the Vikings. Patriots, though, reclaim the lead as they take the 10-7 advantage early in the third quarter. New England as they go 69 yards in 10 plays. And now it'll be the Minnesota Vikings' turn. Torian Gray, the big-time product of the Virginia Tech Hokies, with some critical tackles. He's got 4 along with an interception as well. He has been a key cognate of the Vikings' defensive effort. 10-7 Patriots as the pressure is back on Randall Cunningham and the Minnesota Vikings offense. Minnesota, they have been very, very successful throwing the football all season long. The one problem, though, for them is they've already given up 7 sacks, including 2 to end the first half. First and 10, Cunningham looking to throw, hit as he throws, and he finds yet again Chris Carter, number 80. Minnesota trailing 10-7. Randall Cunningham has had an all-star performance thus far in the first half, as he has eclipsed 100 yards passing, and most of those passes have been in the vicinity of the touchdown recipient in the first half, Chris Carter. Second and 5, throws to the sideline, and Matthew Hatchett makes the catch, move those chains. It's been double coverage, it's been all sorts of additional help to both Patriots and Vikings receivers Randy Moss, and they have yet to even have a target in this game. As mentioned in the open, Randy Moss of the New England Patriots, he averaged 5 catches a game and also was sensational with 23 touchdowns. But he only had 7 catches on 18 targets in 3 total playoff games. That's just above 2 catches a contest. Handoff goes to Robert Smith, and he sprints his way ahead for his longest run of the ball game, 12 yards and a first down. And Robert Smith is starting to get into the fold, and this was what the Vikings most certainly needed. They were a very strong passing group, as mentioned, number 1 in the NFL in 1998 passing the football, but they also were top 11 in the NFL running the football, 121 rushing yards per game. That's very, very impressive for a team that is surrounded around 2 great receivers and a good quarterback. Randall Cunningham over the middle, complete to Andrew Glover. Don't forget about this tight end as well, near a first down as he picks up 9. Randall Cunningham has thrown a touchdown already, nearing 200 yards for throwing, and he also has just 3 incomplete passes. This has been a very impressive ball game for Randall Cunningham. Second and 1. The Vikings are slowly and methodically working their way down the field. This drive started at their own 22. Play clock down to 5. 2nd and 1, play action fake. Cunningham fires to his fullback Leroy Horde, and he moves the chains. It's a gain of 4 for the backup tailback, converted fullback on his first big play of the ball game. And now it's the Vikings who have their 3rd first down in this drive, and they are working their way closer and closer to the red zone. Leroy Horde in the 1998 season had 9 touchdown carries, which surpassed the 6 that Robert Smith had. This is a dynamic running football team that also, well, what do you know, had nearly 4,000 yards throwing as well. Strong eye handoff to Robert Smith, and he's brought down after a short pickup. That's a gain of 3 for the 5-year man out of the Miami Hurricanes. 2nd down and 7 here for the Minnesota Vikings. It's been a promising drive down the field, about 5 or so yards away from field goal range. Cunningham finds his man Robert Smith on a screen. Down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, inside the 5. He's spinned down at the 4. 1st and goal, Minnesota Vikings, as Robert Smith with a catch and run of 34 yards. He was effective catching the football too, as the Pro Bowler Robert Smith had 291 yards and 2 touchdowns receiving for the Vikings in the 1998 season. And that was one of the big reasons why Randall Cunningham wasn't so much of a running quarterback in 1998. He could rely on his running back, Robert Smith, to get those yards after the catch. Robert Smith checks out of the game after 7 catches for 51 yards. He has earned a breather. 1st and goal, Cunningham surveys, steps up, throws into the end zone, tipped and incomplete. Batted away as Keith DeLong was the intended target, as, also Matthew Hatchett, maybe he was the intended receiver. Either way, it was thrown into triple coverage, and luckily for the Vikings, that is just an incomplete pass. Minnesota, 2nd and goal down here. The Vikings, in 55 trips into the red zone in the 1998 season, they were just above 50% converting the red zone trips to touchdowns. They were somewhat anemic down in the red zone. This is their first trip inside the 20 today. 2nd and goal, handoff to Leroy Horde, who pushes the pile down to the 2-yard line. Now 3rd and goal coming up here for the Minnesota Vikings. Leroy Horde in his 9th season out of the Michigan Wolverines. Not getting too many touches in this one. Robert Smith has been sensational, and he may be the go-to target here on a 3rd down and goal. Can the Patriots hold on defense? New England has stopped the Vikings on their last 2 3rd down attempts. Robert Smith, the deep back. Play action fake. Cunningham looking. Throws into the end zone. Caught. Charles Evans scores. Touchdown, Minnesota Vikings. As the Vikings go 77 yards, Randall Cunningham with his 2nd touchdown toss of the ball game. The fullback Evans sneaks across for the first touchdown for the Vikings since midway through the 2nd quarter. It was a pivotal scoring drive for Minnesota. The extra point by an effective Gary Anderson is up and good. Vikings 14, New England Patriots 10. That drive took them 10 plays in nearly 5 minutes. The Vikings a very important, if not very crucial touchdown drive as they reclaim the lead. And also it gives them a little bit of confidence. The Vikings, after allowing 2 sacks on their last possession of the first half, come back on their first possession of the 3rd, don't allow a single sack, and they also were very effective on 3rd downs. Minnesota 14, New England Patriots 10. We're in for one whale of a final 19:02 here in regulation. Gary Anderson approaches and sends it away. Back deep to receive at the goal line, maybe 2 yards deep is Ellis Hobbs as he lowers his shoulder down to the 22-yard line. Ellis Hobbs was one of those viable weapons that really didn't exactly get the credit that it deserved. Ellis Hobbs averaged 26 yards a return and a 108-yard return touchdown in the 2007 season. And New England needed that field position, and they countered with 50 touchdowns by Tom Brady. And also, not to mention, an additional 6 running the football for Lawrence Maroney. Now, this was a Patriots football team that was all around dominant on the offensive side. Can this offense come back from down 4? Brady flips it out to his running back Maroney, but he's met immediately. brought down right in the open space by Orlando Thomas, number 42. That'll be yet another tackle by the safety. 2nd and 10 coming up here for a Patriots football team that has not looked as impressive, if not at least statistically, as they normally are with this all-star lineup led by quarterback Tom Brady. He averaged over 3 touchdowns a game, but has yet to throw a single score. With 3:23 left to go in the third quarter of the DSFL 3 championship game. 14-10, Vikings on top. Shotgun snap, Brady surveys, still looking, hit as he throws, and he launches that one out of bounds into about the third deck of this Fawcett Stadium seating. And after 2 straight plays that don't gain a single yard, the Patriots face a 3rd and 10. New England struggling mightily on 3rd downs outside of their one scoring drive here the second half. Have struggled quite a bit on 3rd downs in this one. 3rd and 10. Safety creeping up to the line here as he'll go back in coverage. Only a 4-man rush underneath the Kevin Falk, who cuts his way across the 30, but not enough for a Patriots first down. Tom Brady has been very effective, over 80% completions, but he does not get the first down there. New England converts, or rather New England starts this drive with a 3 and out. They'll have to punt after the Vikings touchdown march. And that's a huge stop by that Vikings defense. Minnesota, in the 2 games that they lost, and the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in October and also the NFC Championship game, they lost the time of possession battle. Thus far, they're winning that battle and winning it relatively convincingly. 14-10, Vikings on top. 2:23 after the return by Hitchcock, as the Vikings will start this drive at their own 30-yard line. Minnesota has leaned on the arm of Randall Cunningham. Can he lead these Vikings team to a huge victory over the Patriots in the DSFL 3 championship? Over the middle to Matthew Hatchett, who takes a pot at the 34-yard line. That time, delivering the collision was Adalius Thomas, number 96. Matthew Hatchett, 5 receptions, 29 yards, has been a huge cognate of this Vikings offense on 3rd downs. Minnesota is letting that clock bleed. We are almost done with the 3rd quarter already. Vikings lead 14-10. 2 receivers to the right. Play action fake. Cunningham hit as he throws. Finds Andrew Glover, who slipped a tackle and is wrestled down, but has enough for a Vikings first down. Cunningham, 25 of 29 for over 200 yards and a touchdown, and 2 in fact, as Adalius Thomas missed the tackle. Vrabel cleaned it up, but the Vikings have just been the better football team on 2nd and 3rd downs. Make that another conversion, and Minnesota is working the middle of the football field as well, as the Patriots have had simply no answer defensively for these quick throws. Cunningham is completing nearly 90% of his tosses to this point with 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10, handoff to Robert Smith. He's going backwards and brought down for a 4-yard loss. Robert Smith averaging almost 4 yards a carry, but he went 4 yards in the wrong direction, as Mike Vrabel was the first to lay the collision. Ty Warren cleaned up the mess from there. The Patriots are going to have to rely on that 6th-ranked passing defense. They allowed only 190 yards per game through the air, but they've already surpassed, have the Vikings, the Patriots' defensive season total. We still have an entire 4th quarter to play. 2nd and 13, 4 wide set. Shotgun snap. Randall Cunningham chucks it over the middle to his running back, Robert Smith. And yet again, another good completion, setting up the Vikings with a 3rd and 5. That's catch number 8 for the running back, former Hurricane Robert Smith. And that may be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and indeed it will. 3 quarters are in the books. The DSFL 3 championship game comes down to its final 15 minutes. The Vikings counter with a touchdown drive to reclaim the lead. Can they add on to that lead? 15 minutes to go from Canton, Ohio. You're watching the DSFL 3 championship game right here on EA Sports. The Patriots and the Vikings here in the DSFL 3 championship game. New England had a 10-7 third quarter lead, but the Vikings countered as Cunningham found his fullback Charles Evans for a go-ahead touchdown. We begin the fourth quarter with the Vikings in enemy territory at the Patriots 49. Minnesota has been very effective on third downs in this one. Can they do it again? The first down make is at the 43.5-yard line of New England. Nickel set for the defense. Four-man rush. Cunningham hit as he throws. Finds Randy Moss with his first catch of the ball game. And he's brought down to the open field by Ellis Hobbs. Well, if you don't have a catch until the fourth quarter, Randy Moss, well, he's got to be awfully rusty, and he cannot make the move there. Randy Moss, he did in fact suit up for this one. He hasn't played like it, as the Vikings will have to send it back over to the Patriots as we get started with what should be one heck of an end to this football game. Mitch Berger trots on to send it back over to the Patriots as they've got Ellis Hobbs back at his own 10-yard line. Mitch Berger won't even let him attempt to receive the football as he punted out of bounds. That is just a punt of 18 yards. And the Patriots will begin this drive at their own 31. You've got to believe that Mitch Berger's lack of punting, coffin corner punting to be more specific, may start to be a big problem for the Vikings, especially on defense, defending such short fields later on in this football game. Both teams have all three of their timeouts, 14-17 fourth quarter. The New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings. This should be one heck of a finish. Nickel set for the defense. Shotgun snap. Brady chucks it over the middle. Benjamin Watson again. And he's got enough for a Patriots first down. That's a gain of 13. Move the chains. The leading receivers here in this football game have been Benjamin Watson, Matthew Hatchett, Robert Smith, and also Wes Welker. Who would have thunk? Randy Moss of the Vikings has one catch for 0 yards. And the Randy Moss of New England has 0 catches for 0 yards. First and 10. Patriots near midfield already at their own 44. Three-wide set to the near-hand side. As you saw on the top of the screen, Torian Gray out of Virginia Tech made his 5th tackle. Over the middle, complete to Maroney. And he's got enough for yet again another first down. 2 straight throws for Brady. And he works his way into enemy territory. Tackle made by Corey Fuller, number 27. Lawrence Maroney with catch number 6. First and 10. Brady calling signals. Only a 4-man rush again. Brady with more time. Over the middle. Complete to Benjamin Watson, who's sitting right near the first down line. And the referees will not give it to him. He's about a half yard short after his 4th catch of the ball game. Tackle made by Corey Fuller. That'll be his 4th. And Benjamin Watson, he had 389 yards and 6 touchdowns in the 2007 season. Second and short. Handoff goes to Maroney. And yet again, another first down for the Patriots. It's a gain of 4. This crowd is loving it. But the Vikings couldn't do it in the NFC Championship. Can they do it here in the DSFL Championship? First and 10. Brady calling signals. Shotgun snap. Only a 4-man rush. Brady heaves it down the field. And the catch is made by Wes Welker, who picks up 19. Let's take a look at that quarterback matchup. Randall Cunningham and Tom Brady, very few incompletions, only 9 total for both combined. 6 by Brady, 3 by Cunningham. And the throw puts the Patriots into the red zone again, as New England has been 1 of 2 converting these tries for touchdowns. 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. First and 10. Brady with a 6-man rush throws underneath to Sammy Morris. And he's dragged down after a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made yet again by Orlando Thomas. The last time the Patriots were this close to the end zone, they bogged down inside the 5 and had to settle for a chip shot field goal. New England with a 2nd and 4 at the 6, as they have been the lone holders of the football here in this 4th quarter. Crowd on its feet. Brady takes the snap. It's a screen setup complete to Morris, who goes backwards, spun out of bounds at the 5. What a job by the Vikings, as Tony Williams, we'll take a look at the instant replay. He very easily saved what would have been a touchdown. Let's take a look at this for a second time. Sammy Morris was open, but Tony Williams chases him down. The defensive end catches him from behind and spins him out of bounds. And with that stop, New England will have to convert a 3rd and 4.